Yeah. Yeah. Hello and welcome back. Well, not welcome back. Welcome for the first time. No, it is technically welcome back. I have done some streams or videos of Satisfactory, so technically it's welcome back, but also technically it's not, as this is the beginning of a proper run from the very beginning. But not entirely true either. For the very first episode, instead of beginning new, we're going to look back on things that I have done, and the worlds I have done. In other words, I've done 3. So this one is from the very beginning. This world was created before there was liquids, before there were nuclear reactors. Of course, I did play some. I think the last time I played, like actually did stuff in this world, was just after liquids were introduced, and I had to retrofit nuclear reactors because it fucked up my power and it took hours to get nuclear reactors online. I had to build like local biomass generators to kickstart liquid. There we go. So this is my factory, the very first factory, and it is janky as fuck. Let's get down to ground level, shall we? So you can see just how fucked it is. So this is also before these were introduced. These didn't exist originally. So it is so janky. The first factory. Where's the beginning? Where's the beginning? Where's the hab? I don't even know where the hab is. It's down here somewhere. Right, I need to find... Here it is. This is the hab. This is where it all began. Right here. It is all kinds of janky down here. It is just an amalgam of things placed. You can tell this is the first factory. No planning, no structure, no real organization, only color coding. So, the pale blue, the icy blue, is basic. The foundation of all. It's where all the basic construction begins. It's basically iron and copper. And then we move over to green, through the vast web of shit just all over the place, placed in various basic storages here. Everything comes from the first stage to here. And then it slowly begins shifting all the way over here to the one where I started making structures. I kind of started making a little bit of structure, but gave up pretty quick as well, as you can tell. So these are producing stitched plates. I don't know if this still works accurately to the way it's supposed to be. So all the stitched plates being produced here. Screws as well, I think, are being produced here. I think. Hold on, let me find out. Yep, screws are also being produced here. A few more bars. And then those are going into rotors, obviously. And then the green continues over here. Yes, I should be able to just kind of put it here and then flip it like that. So technically, why is that? Nope, that's facing. Whatever. No, it's backwards. Annoyingly positioned when it's backwards. Right, that should be fine. Transition it like that. Yes, that should be fine. But yeah, this is where everything kind of gets transported in. Also, this is also when I think trains were here when I started playing. I don't know. Trains came in later, and then I had to retrofit a lot of things for trains. Also, pathing very broken at this point. The pathing of my vehicles may not be as accurate, but I like this little spot. I think this was my favorite spot of the base. Seeing my trucks drive up here, come up, get stuck. Well, they didn't used to get stuck, but they get stuck now. And then drive up. Like, this little stopping point for vehicles coming in and out is so satisfying in this just part of the base. And then over here we got red, where all steel The origin of steel is here. Of course, I had to retrofit these as well to get water in. God, that was a pain in the ass. Trying to figure out how the hell to get water. I don't know, where the hell is this water coming from, actually? I don't think there were water trucks either. I mean, water transports. So where the hell is this water? No, what? Where? Hold on. Where's this water coming from? Is it coming from a train? Oh, it is coming from trains. Oh, I guess I got trains bringing water in for the base. Why have I got water coming here? I mean, obviously for the... Yeah, I'm janky. Obviously for these, but that's a weird reason to bring water in. But yeah, this is like before there was really jetpacks either, so I had to build... God, it was so hard to move around. As you can tell by all the weird concrete structures, everything is so janky just for movement. I think red's obviously the cleanest area because you ain't got the... I mean, if I kept building here, I would have eventually had a fucking hive world structure up here. Vast hordes of copper being produced over here locally as well. I think this is... Yeah, it's impure, so it's not doing the best. What's this building? I don't remember this. What's this here for? What are you? Oh. This appears to have once been storage for something. Or it was going to be. Or it was. I don't know. I don't know. What items do I even have? That will tell me a lot. Because this eventually did get jetpacks. I can't... I don't even know if I have a gun. This might have been before guns. Oh no, I have ammo. So there are guns. Quartz tech over here being transported in via a train. Oh yeah, I've got multiple trains in this one base too. Obviously the water. This one's bringing in quartz and some aluminum ingots from like the very... I think aluminum ingots is the last thing I did. More coal. And then we got this one. This one, I did do a stream ages ago where I was building like just a mega storage at the center of the map. So a lot of this is a result of that. And then you got that structure over there, the transfer tower. Also, this is before there was any kind of real ability to move around fast. So I had to create my own fast travel network using a train. And I've got all of these stops for every base for fast travel. Of course, the fast travel network was janky as fuck as well because it didn't really work very well. Train systems were not designed for that kind of shit. For that kind of spaghettification of transport lines. Right, so the last part of the base should be down here. The white area with high-tech stuff. It's not color-coded as well as it should be, but this is where computers and stuff... I haven't used these in... I don't think I've ever used these since the start of the game. Like, since this world, I don't think I've ever used these gel pads again. Of course, this one's not entirely useful anymore, as you can tell. But yeah, this one's probably the most structured thing, like with the multiple layers. Also having to get trains in, using that shit too. But yeah, now we go over to where I once had nuclear reactors because their radiation was such a problem that I had to make sure they were far away from everything else. And trying to get this refit was such a pain. I'm surprised these still work at all. You know, I am surprised they still work at all. Considering they've also had some changes with the way water works. I gotta say, I do like seeing just the spaghetti track lines all over the place. It's weirdly nostalgic and weirdly nice. And then over here's my refinery area. But this tower, I'd say this tower is probably the most important structure because of what used to be here. Back in the day, ages ago at the beginning of the game, there were snails in this desert. Tiny little fucking snails. They didn't really do anything. They didn't really go anywhere. But if you drove over them with a truck, they would get catapulted. They would get launched. They'd go so far off, you'd have to figure out where they were, what the hell happened. And eventually I figured out that there were these snails right here that used to be here. These little fucking snails. and my trucks would hit them and go flying. So I put them in jail. I put them in a box. Of course, the snails are no longer here, but the memory remains. The snails that were. So I put them in a prison, and the prison is no longer as a reason for existing. Instead, the prison got turned into the foundation of a tower. A massive tower where all resources from all the main regions come in, get shipped, and then transported into a mega train, which we'll deal with later. But for now, this area has been used as my primary refinery for 2 worlds now. I don't remember if it was used in the 3rd world, or in my 2nd world, because I was kind of doing things a bit differently. But this refinery, this area works as such a massive mega refinery because of the oil that's over there. Like, just over there, there's a lot of oil. So I bring it in, I bring it over here, in this nice, big, open, flat area, and just turn it into the fields of refinery. Just massive amounts of refining is done here. Is always, almost always done here. Not to mention, you get such good fuel out of oil. That is until my 3rd world, where I really did oil. And turned it into turbo fuel. Actually, I turned coal into turbo fuel. There's still normal fuel running, but I've got turbo fuel. In the end, I had to retrofit coal into turbo fuel. This is what's left of the aluminum refineries. God, this thing was a pain in the ass to math out. The math for aluminum refineries, at least back then, was a bitch. Like, you really, like, it could be self-sustaining in a weird way, because you'd build so many of them, but it'd get to the point where you'd also be pumping out aluminum as a byproduct. So you had to recycle aluminum back into the system, which was weird. Yeah, because you'd get, you know, that into... No, it was the water. The water was recycled back into the system. Because you had to do the water at a deficit. Because of this. You had to do water at a deficit, otherwise the water would clog the fucking system, and you'd have to come back and regularly flush the system. I don't know how I've dealt with that in the future, though. What have I done with water? I've done something with water in future stuff, but I don't remember what. Or I've got stuff just operating at a very specific deficit, because these require 180. So these are definitely operating at a deficit in order to maintain operations. Where is this water running? Yes. Water is running all the way back into the system. So yeah, it's operating these specific ones only. So as long as these are producing, it is feeding water into this isolated setup here. So only these ones are getting water as a result. Yeah, you know, fucking aluminum's a pain in the ass because of water. Okay, where am I going next? Where should I go next? I mean, obviously the oil's down here. I should probably make sure harvested sites are not being pinged. There we go. Oh yeah, let's go over to the secondary base where I had to get additional copper. I think this base is probably... Oh! Sorry, these tunnels are nice and cool. This tunnel. I like this. I kind of want to build large-scale versions of this tunnel in my next world. Because it just looks cool, and since I'm building a mega complex, this kind of tunnel is going to look nice at the foundation of the base where vehicles come in. Mostly they're going to be just open, traveling across sand, but as I build more and more, I'm probably going to have like trains and stuff move through that kind of area. Move through different trains and trucks move through different layers. And here's my second base that's just building and processing basic materials. As you can see, this one is way more organized. This is where I started really doing more organized construction, so it just looks better. But sometimes chaos can look better too. So you got copper, steel, and iron all being processed here from local resources. This is where my third base is. This area is where I decided to build my third base, and it looks very different. This setup. Oh, okay, I think those are still working. Are they? Well, you're not doing anything. You should be... whatever. Something's broken somewhere. But I've got this on like a creative mode kind of deal. Now, let's see up here. I don't have to do as much exploring in the second world. It's the third world that's got real shit. You got some oh man, just a pitiful amount of local coal going on here. Considering there's way more coal than they... This coal should be doing fuck tons of work. But clearly, I didn't use it very much. Unless there's a train sending it. No? Like, you should see what this area is like in the third world. Like, damn. Alright. Oh yeah, this stuff down here may be defunct. There's the... yeah, well, I don't need sand more. There's the quartz mines there. I think there's oil up there now. I'm not sure what's going on over here. What's going on here? Oh yes, the central storage. Let's go there. And then that's where I think I'll end with the first world. It should be over this way. Central storage. Yeah, I kind of did like a wonder... like a Age of Empires wonder level project. At least it was for me back when this was very early. Very young game. What, like, for me it was a wonders level project, just making a massive storage facility for all my resources and then transporting it over here. It's not really that impressive anymore, but for me it was impressive. Just this massive storage complex where all resources of, like, every single resource is brought here, stored and placed. Just a massive storage facility is what it is. Apparently I'm making... oh, there's, yeah, bullets are stored here. Don't know what else is stored here. What's manufactured? Oh, gas filters. Well, that's actually... I do have those being built. Also, the trees have obviously reclaimed this. But yeah, I got each thing color-coded, so... yeah, I think that's all to show off with this one. This one's very old. So this... I think the most crazy part is the very beginning, where my base started. That shit's crazy. Just that amalgamation of shit. All piled up on top of each other. Alright, let's go to the second world. Elemetra. Yeah, Elemetra. Right, load settings. I'm going to turn advanced settings on for you. Away. Because these worlds are done, I'm never playing in them again, so I can just turn all this shit on. Wait, this one has teleports? No, hold on, this is the final world. Why am I on this one? Azarok. No, this is my final world, isn't it? Oh, I see what's happened. Because this is the most recent save, it's gone to the top. That's what happened. Whoops. That's what happened. Okay, that makes sense. The bottom one goes to the top. Okay, that makes sense. I was so confused for a moment there. Put that away. Okay, so I'm not really sure the condition of this world. Because... alright, no power, no fuel. God mode, flight. That should be fine. Because this one, I think plants reclaimed it. Because there was an update to this biome. I think when this biome got updated, I decided this world was done. Like, this was like the very last early access patch before the game released. I was playing in this world. And I think I stopped playing when this area, this biome got updated because it was going to break. You know, all the trees obviously respawned and have kind of broken everything. But this world I did proper organization. Obviously my steel factory here. I kept the color coding. And this one I just built up and up and up. So I'm trying to be way more organized. So we've got obviously the first one here, where all the basic stuff comes in. Also, I use the towers from my mega project as a kind of organized network for moving belt stuff around. It does kind of look nice when you get like towers dedicated to just transporting belt line stuff. And then we got these mega factory constructs. They're not the best. There used to be a really nice trees here. But then the view kind of got fucked as a result of time. Yeah, it doesn't look as nice now anymore with all the trees in it. But yeah, like all the iron and copper. I think copper's on the first level. But then this is also before you could move stuff through the floor. Oh, that's a glass floor. Where's the way up? Here we go. Here's the way up. I think... Oh no, then copper is processed on this level. That's another... Oh right, I had glass going all the way up. But that's clearly no longer viable. Is it? Clearly no longer viable. Where's the iron? Nope, that's more copper. Where's my iron? Ah, here we go. Here's all the iron. Iron is processed on the third level of the tower. And some... Alright, a couple of pipes were probably added in later. Yep, can't go that way again. Nice little bit of view here. Man, the stairways up are just a spaghetti as well. I might as well take the stairs as I should. And then the final level where all... There's also more iron is brought up. And then we go over to green. Yeah, I'm fairly certain there were trees in some places, and now the trees are gone. Because, like, some of the windows and stuff were built around trees. Oh, there's flood lighting, too. I forgot about that. Well, that's right. Flood lighting back then was a little broken. There we go. Green, once more. Where I very much tried to keep the color coding of what is built where, especially in these towers. I tried to do that. Okay, why does that just go there and end there? That's weird. But I probably... Goddamn trees. More processing. I think one more level. So this one's a little more open compared to the blue tower. Obviously a little more open. This one couldn't really go that much higher because of this bit of rock. So this one, there's not really a lot to show. It's more, very much more just like the same, but it's obviously everything is more organized. And then you get to this. Everything coming in and out of the building, just all chaotically. I don't remember why, but it's obviously for mass manufacturing, crystal oscillators and whatnot. And then there's a tree running right through the fucking building. You can see why I stopped playing this world when that update came out. I think this is my weapons factory, just dedicated to weapons. I still have a little truck. What are you transporting, little guy? Dr. Minch? Oh, he's bringing in copper. Wonder what that tractor's bringing copper from. Must be a close range thing. I'm not sure why you're here, but okay. I was doing something in this world, but I no longer remember what the last thing I was doing was. Obviously the steel production here. One refinery. Let's see, what does the map say? Oh, I never even really went down here. I mean, I collected oil and then I must have transported it back. These big-ass floodlights. This area was an interesting one to build in, especially since I built vertical, not horizontal. I think this is when more advanced liquids came in. Yeah, because I got the blender here, building cooling systems. So you got like more advanced stuff. Because a lot of updates came in and I had to figure out how the new stuff built, so I decided to build a new world. Also, this is when the Awesome Sink was a thing as well. Awesome Sink came in while I was playing this. More oil. Hydropower. So this area gets a bit chaotic. We're running small amounts of things. I don't remember much about this world, but I did start building like a nice big area up here. Yeah, there's not really a lot to show in this one. It's very compact compared to other stuff. There's not really a lot to show in this one. It's more or less just like how I kind of organize things a bit differently is really the only thing to show in this one. I don't remember much else about this world. In fact, I remember very little about this world, actually. Very little. Oh yeah, there's that area over there where most of my coal power is coming from, in that nice little secluded area over there. But let's go to the final world. This is the world I finished the game in. Oops, I don't know if the thing was still turned on. No, I have to load it again. Load settings. Turn this on. Load. Confirm. So yeah, this is the final world, and I'm very proud of this world. This world is very, very good in terms of organization as well. Like, organization is very good in this one. Because I took the organization I got from the second world, I very much applied it here. So this, as you can tell, this is where I began, and everything is much more organized. This is a storage facility for my dimensional depositings. This is such an awesome thing for construction. And I did, like, the thing with this, I did have to use a interactive map. I might do a stream for that. Just me going around collecting all of, like, just a ton of Mercer spheres and SAM. Because you need a lot of those things. You need a lot of Mercer spheres for dimensional storage and storage capacity and upload speed. You need so many Mercer spheres. And you only need like two of the, I don't remember what these called, but they're the Super S rocks. You only need two of these. Like, two of these structures, and then the rest is for, like, the Suma sloops. You only need a few of these. Actually, you do kind of need more as time goes on. They're very useful. But they basically double output of whatever you put in. But yeah, this is my final factory. Obviously, it's much more organized. I got biomass. I've got, when it comes to doing biomass, all I gotta do is put stuff in this storage. It'll organize it. It'll organize it. Nope, that's not how. How do I turn on the flashlight again? Nope. Nope. I don't remember how flashlight works. I swear I had a button for turning on the flashlight. Options, controls, key bindings. How do I turn the flashlight on again? Headlights, no. Oh, that's vehicles. Here's player. Teleport. Hey, teleport. Right now. Alright, whatever. Flashlight. B. Why is it on B? That's weird. Whatever. I'm not sure why it's on B, but alright. But as I was saying, so it organizes it, and then it'll... Wait, no, that's the wrong one. Bio... Oh, here's my biofactory. So, like, all organic stuff goes in here. Meat... Plants... No, this is the meat. This is the plant. So yeah, I put the plants in here. It gets processed into biofuel. I've got liquid biofuel being processed here, and every so often I just come over, just grab a couple stacks of plastic, stick it in here, and it'll eventually turn it into liquid biofuel. But sometimes you need solid biofuel for the chainsaw. And then I do the same over here for meat. Meat gets processed into alien protein for the use of, like, med kits and whatnot, or alien DNA capsules. But yeah, I got, like, all my storage here. This one's at night, so it's not very useful. I don't think I color-coded a lot of stuff. Like, I'm not sure why this one's black. What's it processing? This is doing iron rods, screws. Yeah, this should be green, but I guess I changed the colors. Did different colors for different things. I don't know why that's coded black, but whatever. Black is meant to be like oil tech. You know, it's supposed to be oil tech, so I'm not really sure why that one's black, but okay. But yeah, this obviously way better in terms of organization. Massive complex here, just so many levels on this building, doing so much work. Oh yeah, let me show off my turbo fuel. Actually, it might be better to use the teleportation network for this. You could get to some places. Set link to fuel processing. I like the teleporter. But this was such an awesome thing. No fuel. Oh, so it's not even consuming singularity cores. I hope. Well, I can spawn in singularity cores if I need to. Although I could have just taken this. No, actually, this doesn't go up there. Drone tower, steel, blackstone, fineries. Yeah, it doesn't go there. But wait. So this area was originally coal. It was originally my coal processing plant. But over time, you get like more advanced stuff. So, no, it's still coal. I thought this is compact coal. What? I thought I turned this into a huge turbo refinery. But maybe it is a turbo refinery. Hold up. Oh no, yeah, it is processing turbo fuel. Wait, what is turbo fuel? Oh, that's packing. Package. Where's the turbo fuel going? What am I doing with turbo fuel? Well, oh no, there's some turbo fuel being processed here. No, that's rocket fuel. Oh, that's right, I processed everything into rocket fuel. That's right. Well, turbo fuel is used for some... Oh, I think it's used for bullets, actually. So I did need some turbo fuel being processed specifically for rockets. But the majority of turbo fuel is being processed into rocket fuel? Oh, that one's just runoff. Turbo fuel... Where's the rocket fuel being processed then? Oh no, these aren't. No, these are compact. Alright, where are you guys getting your turbo fuel from? Let me look. Turbo fuel? Turbo fuel? Turbo fuel. Turbo rocket fuel storage. Oh right, the blenders. That's right. Right. Man, you only need two... Look at how little... You need 140 turbo... Oh, no, yeah, 120 turbo fuel. That 120 turbo fuel... Oh, rocket fuel... It's insane how much rocket fuel you get. You get... Oh, yeah, 120 turbo fuel. Gets you 200 rocket fuel. 200 rocket fuel does this! Fuck tons of power! All of this. Look at all the power I'm producing. Although a lot of my stuff I think is turned off. But look at... You get all of this from rocket fuel. How much does this output? Max consume capacity. That's consuming 10 per minute. Yeah, 6. I've jacked these up too. Like these are... What's their base? Well, they use... that, but I maxed them out so they're using exactly 10. Oh crap, how do I do this again? Yeah, so I made sure they're only using 10. But, goddamn, with just that little rocket fuel, you're getting all of this power. Rocket fuel is awesome. And it doesn't need a lot, either. Actually, what goes into creating rocket fuel? That's the issue. I don't remember. What goes in? Nitric acid and turbo. Compact coal and fuel. So yeah, not a lot. You know, you just process it into fuel, get some compact coal. Wait, what does compact coal require? Where's compact coal? I think it also requires something... Sulfur. Yeah, so sulfur and nitric acid is the real... You know, bringing those in. You know, bringing in sulfur, nitric acid. Nitric acid, I think, is a bitch. I think nitric acid is a bit of a pain. I think it was the most annoying thing of getting this set up, nitric acid. I think this is the only nitric... Yeah, I only got one nitric acid, so I'm not really sure what that's running on. But yeah, nitric acid was a pain in the ass. I do kind of remember that, but it's so worth it. I think it requires MAM research as well, nitric acid. Where's my teleporter? Yeah, I think it... getting the MAM research for fuel is so good. I don't remember where my teleporter is. There it is. But yeah, getting that operation is so goddamn useful. Powerfully useful. Change link to steel. That's where most of my steel is. The refinery. Desert Manufactorum. It's a pretty big one. See, I got like lots of random shit in places, like around here, just being transported into these two. I think my refinery is probably the most interesting part. But if I'm going to go to that, I might as well take the scenic route. Holy shit, I'm going faster than I should be. But this will also give like a good view of some of my stuff as well. This is where my computers and stuff are made. You get a nice little flyby here. Because I ended up using this a lot. This was very useful before you get teleportation research. Adarium, or I don't remember how it's spelt nor how it's said. My drone tower. I like my drone tower. All my drones come flying in, get refueled, send stuff out, or send stuff, bring stuff in and transport it out to other places, that kind of thing. It's mostly there for the refueling. Why are you slowing down? Keep going. Faster, faster, faster. Yeah, this is where all my steel is processed, obviously. So yeah, I turned the origin base into a massive steel production place where all my steel gets built. Whoops, didn't want to do that. What bullets am I using again? I think I'm using turbo bullets. Yeah, so I needed turbo ammo for turbo bullets. I've also got homing ammo. Homing ammo is useful sometimes, depending on what you're shooting at. Like some things that are real fast moving. Nice little steel complex. I'm not sure what train's bringing in or shipping out. Clearly doing something. But let's go check out the vast refinery area. Because there's another... I'm not sure what that one's building, but it's obviously building something. Also, I really like the way some of the buildings look like with just like the conveyor belts on the outside. Another refining... Oh, no, it's refinery stuff. But this is where a lot of my basic fuel is done. Because you can get a lot of free fuel in this area. Yeah, this is my second refinery area. What are you processing? I'm shipping ammo out. Oh, right. I had to ship ammo out in order to process it into turbo ammo. Had to send it to the turbo. So yeah, it's shipping ammo out. What are you shipping out? Oh, this is bringing in oil. And then so much can get done in these refinery areas. Like, look at all the work you can do just in this area purely for refining. There's so much that you can do. I think this is, yeah, more copper. Always in need of copper wires and cables. So much is required for a lot of things. And then we go over here where my aluminum is processed. This is a huge complex with drone towers and super and really cool sci-fi tech. Running random things. Oh yeah, that's right. This is where I'm getting those singularity cores for teleportation. It's really cool listening to these particle accelerators. I like the particle accelerators, but it's going to be a long time before I get these, so if you haven't seen them, savor them now. It's going to be probably half a year before I get to this tech. Considering it takes about 100 hours to finish the game. To finish, like, just the main... it takes like roughly 100 hours, depending on what you're doing and how much fucking around you do. It can take about 100 hours. Let's move on. So here's where my uranium is processed. From just one source of uranium, like from whatever resource I'm getting this from, you can fuel 5 towers. Yeah, I think they're all operating at 100%, except maybe one of them. Oh no, they're all operating at 100%. It's the waste, so it's producing 50 waste per minute. And all that 50 waste is going... Ooh, that should be doing more. Ooh, we're starting to get stuff backed up. Well, actually, you're processing some of it. Actually, you're processing probably most of it. 35, and this is 12.5, yeah. Because then that's being processed down here into plutonium rods. That plutonium rods is then sunk into here. Just sinking plutonium rods in order to eliminate waste. The efficiency! Because who needs to have waste filling up vast hordes of storage when I can just turn it into scrap in an awesome sink? Just dumping it in there for free coupons. But yeah, that's how I dealt with my waste. Very useful. Very useful way of getting rid of waste. What are you doing? Oh, you're making me batteries, right? These batteries are used for drones. Alright, there's one location that I can think of, and it's the final location of where I'll be building all of my stuff. Where the new world that every episode after this will be coming from. So let's take the scenic route back, so we can fly through ground level. We won't be seeing stuff from the air level again for a while either, which is a little sad, but it is what it is. Because it'll be a while before we get a jetpack and a hover pack. Biofuel is going to be a pain in the ass for a while. That's going to be the real bottleneck for a bit, I think. Because there's only one real area to get lots of biofuel from, so I'll need to set up a biofuel processing area, because I only need like the basic construction buildings to set it up. But you do need sorting. So I'm going to need 2 boxes instead of 1. Which is a little annoying, but it is what it is. Alright, tell them... Oh yeah, I also have this here. Just to make portable miners. Just so I don't have to worry about making them myself. I can just stick steel and iron plate. Wait, steel? Is that an alternate recipe? Why are you using steel for a portable miner? Huh? That's not right. Is there an alternate recipe for this? For it? Yeah, alternate recipe mine. Oh, that's right, because the basic one requires 3, don't it? It requires 3 items. No? It only requires 2. So why the hell do I need an alternate recipe for this? That's weird. Well, whatever. As I was saying, over to my desert manufactorum. This area is where I'll be building, only be building the factory. All the resources I plan on, maybe I'll like process ingots, or process stuff ore into ingots and then ship them in trucks and trains is probably what I'll do. But for the most part, all of my manufacturing will happen here. Refining. My refineries will be here, so I'm going to have to truck in oil. Everything will be centralized in this massive desert. So I'm going to need trains and I'm going to need trains quick. Because for like some of the longer distance stuff, that's going to be a pain for some of the longer distance stuff. But I've done some, like this is kind of what it'll be like just this mega complex. I'm going to have to raise it a lot higher than this because I want trucks and stuff to travel across the dunes, arrive underneath the structure, deposit materials, and then it'll go from the ground level up. Because I've kind of done that with a little bit around here, but not a lot. I think I have some trucks coming in. The only problem with the desert is a lot of stuff is normal or impure. That's the only issue. So it takes a, you kind of got to consolidate resources to make a pure quality thing. I could have sworn I had some trucks coming in. Oh yeah, I do. You seem to be stuck. Yeah, he's coming in and dropping off. Is that a quartz rock? That's a quartz rock. Huh, how about that? Oh, I wonder, is there... How do I ping again? Here we go. Is there... No, that's sulfur. Caterium. I think caterium is how it's said. Is there Caterium around here? Actually, that's not how I should have looked. Resources. Oh, there's some sulfur nearby. How about that? There's sulfur in this region. Caterium. Here we go. There's 3 sources of Caterium in the area, so that's good. Coal, look at all that coal. Copper, iron, limestone. There's almost everything in the desert. Nitrogen all the way up north. There's oil to the east. Oh, to the west, actually. There's down here and over here. Water. Water will be the harder part, because you got to get it from the rivers or the lakes. Uranium. Oh, there's a bit of uranium over here. There's almost everything over here. There's some SAM. Bauxite. Ooh, bauxite. Well, it's a good thing, because trains will be required for bauxite. Yeah, I'm going to have to go long distance for bauxite, because there's not a lot of bauxite on the map. Oh, yeah. Oh, I've actually got bauxite down here. But yeah, there's not a lot of sources of bauxite. And you need bauxite for aluminum. So yeah, I'm going to need trains for that. Quartz. There's a good source of quartz around. So yeah, there's almost everything in the desert. Ooh, nitrogen. Not yet. Nitrogen. Yeah, because the nitrogen up there. Wait, I might not... No, I'm not even... Oh, so there's nitrogen over there and I'm not even using it. Wait, there's not actually a lot of sources of nitrogen. But yeah, there's... Actually, there's a pumping station there for water, but it's going to take a while before I get pumping. But yeah, there's... Almost every resource I need is in the desert. So I don't have to go super long unless I want, like, more of the resources. But at the base, I can get a lot done in the desert without having to leave the desert. You know, unless I want to go hunting... Can I search crash sites on here? Other. Nope. Portals, nope. Drones, nope. I'll turn resources off. Radar towers. Yeah, all my radar towers. Drone ports, nope. Map markers? No, that's not what I want. Trains, vehicles, so can you not... I guess you can't see... hard drives in this. Which is a little sad. A little sad you can't see those. Man, I ain't actually got a lot of trains. Yeah, I'm gonna need... At some point when I start hunting hard drives, I'll be using an interactive map to hunt down hard drives, the Mercer Spheres and Suma Sloops. I'll be using a map for that. Because they're kinda important to have. But yeah, I hope people enjoyed this first episode with the factories that were. And this vast desert is where I'm going to be building my mega complex. I'm going to be layer. Kind of building a hive world. Of just a massive hive world factory. Because you've got... I'll have to make sure the first layer is well above the ground. So really, the first order of business is connecting up all of the limestone. All the limestone that's over here along the river. I'll need to connect all of that up. I'll have to go over here. Get all of this working, like consolidated, and I'm going to need tons of concrete. This work is going to use so much fucking concrete, so I'm going to need these resources here and then the resources over here by the 2 sources of water. It's so much. Alright, well, I hope people enjoyed. That's all I'm going to record for now, because it's the middle of the night. And I was going to record this during the day and do more, but I don't have the ability to record during the day of today. So I had to, I woke up and remembered, oh shit, I can't actually record today. So yeah, hope people enjoyed this first episode. And this is where I'm probably not going to be leaving this for a long time. Probably like at least 10 episodes or more I'll be spending in this desert. Oh, there's a truck over there. What's that truck doing? Whatever. Hope people enjoyed. Later.